come up here and people just like don't want to sit down. It's like, you guys like each other. It's awesome. It's awesome. So, for those of you that may not know me, my name's Todd. I'm one of the pastors here with H2O. And before I jump into a message, what we wanted to share this morning, I just have a quick announcement. Some of you may have heard about this, but in a few weeks, I'm going to be starting a season of sabbatical. And so I just want to get that on your guys' radar. And what that is, that's a gift of time away. It's not a vacation. I'm not going to, go to the Bahamas and not come back until I have a good tan. But I'm going to be taking kind of an extended Sabbath. If you look at the word sabbatical, Sabbath is in there. And so this is a season where I'm going to be stepping back to do a number of things, but really reconnect with God in a very unique and special way, a special time with God. And we can kind of see that happening with Jesus. He goes off into the wilderness for an extended period of time to connect with the Father before he started his ministry. And during this time, I'm going to be focusing on three things. I'm going to be focusing on refreshing myself and my own faith and spirit and family. I'm going to be working to clarify and strengthen my call to ministry. And lastly, to finish being equipped by finishing the last of my seminary classes, to really take some time back and focus and push through those. And so what that means is starting after our next corporate gathering, which is Valentine's Day. It's exciting. But so after that, I'll be beginning my Sabbath season for a few months. I'll still be around, but I'll be stepping back from a lot of my leadership positions and things like that. And so if you guys have any questions about that, feel free just to reach out to me. Happy to talk with you about that. But I wanted to get that on your radar. So, in a few weeks, you're just like, wait, what happened? What happened to Todd? Where'd he go? And hopefully that won't happen. But just want to keep you up to date with that happening. And as we get started here, I wanted to let you in on a little secret. You guys might have known this, but I had coronavirus, okay? I know it's not actually that scandalous anymore because so many people have been getting it over a year now. But for me, I had coronavirus just yesterday. I got off of quarantine, and so this is exciting to go from being around just my family, the same 4 people for 10 days, to being in a room full of people. This is pretty exciting for me. Hopefully it's exciting for you to see me. I can't see. I'm sure you're all smiling under your masks, but it's really exciting to be back with you guys. I thought it was awesome. My kids, they call it the corona. There's all kinds of different terms for it out there, but my family, they took care of me and put up with me really well. But now we're pretty sure my wife has coronavirus, and our kids seem okay, but we're not really sure. I just want to ask you to keep them in prayer, keep our family in prayer for health, and also my co-pastor here at H2O, Pastor Chad, he seems to be in good health, but one of his children, Logan, the youngest, he has COVID. He's tested positive recently, and so please keep them in prayer as well. I know many of you have been affected by coronavirus, people in your family, people you've known, but just a reminder and request to please keep them in prayer. Please lift them up and just be seeking the Lord and interceding on their behalf. But yes, for us, as we were on this extended time together, holed up in our house, we had to do something to pass the time. And so, with little kids, we've got my youngest is Theodore, he's 5 months old, and then Caroline is 5 years old, and Josiah is 6. With this group of kids, we've got to keep active. They don't just like to sit. So we played lots of board games. Their favorite is this one called 5 Minute Dungeon. If you're feeling nerdy, you should check it out. It's really good. But we did that. We watched a lot of animal documentaries. I really enjoyed learning about Dugan, the white rhinoceros, and a lot of other neat animals. But we watched a lot of movies too and shows because it's not a lot to do. And one of the ones that really stood out was this movie. It's an old Disney classic from the 1960s. It's called The Swiss Family Robinson. Have any of you guys ever heard of that? Okay, we got a few. So confession, I had heard of it, but I'd never seen it. until recently myself. So don't feel left out. If you have Disney Plus, you should check it out. It's good family fun. But to kind of set the scene of this movie, you have this Swiss family. I think they're called the Robinsons, but they're on a ship, okay? And this happens during the Napoleonic Wars. So this ship is made of wood. It has cloth sails, and they are going from Europe to India. They're going to help start a new colony, participate in a new British colony in India. And on the way, they run into pirates, okay? It's a classic adventure story here. And so the pirates chase them into a storm. They are shipwrecked, and they find themselves stranded on a deserted island that's covered in jungle. It's just this family. It's a mom and dad and 3 kids, and the pirates come back for them. But they're really tricky, and they're smart, and they can't fight the pirates off, and so they raise this flag up on the mast of the broken ship, and it is a quarantine flag. And so the pirates think they have the Black Plague, that they're all going to die, and so the pirates run away. And as I was watching this, I was like, this is like my life right now. Like, this is my family. We're isolated. We're trying to survive under quarantine. And it was just like, this is amazing. How did Disney know? And so as we watch it, the story continues on, and they end up, battling tigers and surviving the anaconda attack in the river, and they domesticate an ostrich and an elephant and a zebra, but my daughter Caroline likes calling them zebras. But so they're doing all this stuff, and then the pirates come back, and there's an epic battle with guns and swords and coconut bombs and booby traps, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really cool. And the second part is not as much like my time in quarantine. But that first part, being alone and just trying to survive, I feel like that was we could relate to that. And really last week in missional communities, that was something that we talked about. We talked about not survival, but mission. We had this mission. That family had a mission to survive, and each one of us as a child of God, we have a mission as well. When we put our faith in Christ, we become a new creation. The old is gone, the new has come, and with that, we become a child of God, and we get to participate in God's family business. We have a mission and a job to do, and we talked about that some last week. And so at H2O, our mission is pretty simple. It doesn't mean it's easy, but it's pretty simple, and that is it's inviting others to find and follow Jesus together. That's what we're about at H2O. And for us, you've probably caught on, our focus is doing that with college students on the college campus. And so this semester, we've been really leaning into doing that in 2 particular ways. We've been leaning into cultivating our relationships and demonstrating the gospel both in how we treat each other and how we respond to the brokenness in this world around us. Demonstrate and cultivate. That's what we've been focusing on, beginning to talk about a lot this semester. And today, I want to spend a little time looking at how we cultivate and demonstrate the gospel in our relationships together as a church. How we share the gospel with one another, ways that we can do that. And as a new people, children of God in God's family, we are meant to be a picture, our relationship together, a picture of heaven on earth. And that sounds beautiful, but it's a really tall order. It's really hard. I don't know if you've ever thought about that before, that the relationships, the family, the community here in the church is meant to be a picture of heaven on earth. And this is really important because the church is where those who don't know Christ, this is where they look to try to find out if this whole Jesus thing is for real. There's a quote that I really love. It's from Francis Schaeffer, and it says that our relationship with each other is the criterion